you on this product, right? But before that, I would like to talk about this topic, okay? I'm very sure a lot of us know what is metabolism. Yeah, so basically, right, in short, I put it in a picture for you to see how metabolism process actually works in our body. It's a very important chemical process happening in our body that keep us going, okay? Yeah, if it's a life-sustaining process that's happening in your body, even though you don't really feel it. Okay, so it's a process where after you consume your food, okay, there will be a lot of chemical process happening in your body to convert your food into energy so that you can have energy to sustain your day, to go on with your day, and also to help on absorbing nutrients into your cells. So your cells will need the nutrients just like us need food to sustain, right? Yeah. So, and also a very important process that will happen is to discharge all the waste that we do not need in our body. So this metabolism is very important, right? And we all know that. Okay. However, in this modern lifestyle, all of us, I am sure, most of us are also having all these issues, here and there. Okay, you might live in unavoidable pollution, be it the water or even the air, right? This is something that we couldn't avoid. And also for people who are working in a very high stress environment, every day, even though you are not working in a high stress environment, your lifestyle is very hectic. You have a lot of schedule and to-do list to do every single day, right? Yeah, or certain people, right, because of their lifestyle, they are always sitting down. They have a very sedentary lifestyle. You don't really move around a lot. You don't have much time to work out and all that, right? That will also bring down our metabolism rate as well. How about people who have a habit of eating high fat foods or, processed food? Those refined starches, excessive carbohydrates, and also sugar will actually lead to a low metabolism as well. So, of course, right, another thing that we cannot neglect one is your gadget screen time. You're always on your gadgets, right? Be it you're working, your me time, you're always on your phone, on your TV or laptop as well. That one we cannot actually avoid, right? But of course, if we can avoid, we want to choose to have a better, healthier lifestyle, right? We want to choose to eat more vegetables to absorb more multi-nutrients that you need for your body. You will want to, cut down some sugar and also high processed food. But sometimes you just crave for that, right? Yeah. Or you want to have more time to do yoga or enjoy some sunlight rather than having high stress and sitting down all the time, right? So basically, all these things that we know we need to avoid, yeah, on this part, right? As you can see here, environmental toxins and even trans fats and alcohol, right? Of course, we will need, if we can, we would choose to live healthier. But if you look at this part, right, another thing that we need to avoid is the gut infections and microbiome imbalance. Do you know how to avoid this part? Maybe you are not very sure. So let me bring you to this, okay? So let's take a look on this left side. This is actually your gut. So here is the tight junctions, as you can see, as compared to the right-hand side, the more red color one, okay? So as you can see here, right, it looks like a comb, right? It's like a filter. So it's just like your aircon filter. Do you realize after a while, right, you feel that, how come 16 is not cold anymore, the temperature? Yeah, that is actually because, right, your filter is dirty. Yeah, your filter is full of dust. When you take it out, you really need to wash it. But how often do we wash our aircon filter? Okay, but it happens in our body as well, in our gut, right? How to avoid this gut infection, yeah, is to actually let your gut be as tight junctions as it is supposed to work so that when it's tight, right, the gate is closed. So all the things, the toxins that comes into your body, the haven't digested, not well digested food that is flowing around in your body, and after being processed, all the sugar, right, it actually has a better filter to not flow freely into your bloodstream. So when all these bacteria pathogens flow easily because the filter is loose, right? Yeah, no more tight junctions. So it flows into your bloodstream. That's when you will easily be inflamed. Your body will have inflammation easily. And because of a lot of virus, bacteria that is roaming around and flow into your bloodstream, right? Then you will have microbiome imbalance. Okay, I will go on to that in detail later on. So you will realize suddenly, when you become adult, right? How come you have some food intolerance? How come you have certain allergies? Yeah, and also it might lead to more of autoimmune diseases, okay, which is what we want to avoid, right? So how we can actually avoid that, right? But before that, have you started to feel all these symptoms? Sometimes you have cold limbs, you have constipations, or even, very often diarrhea, or you couldn't sleep well, or you have short of breath sometimes, you kind of feel anxiety attack and depression, sometimes, or you can feel that something is wrong with your body, but you couldn't tell, and the most easily seen one is your abdomen is becoming wider and wider, okay? If you are feeling all of that, right, you really need to take care because, right, all this metabolic disorder, when more of it actually happens at the same time in your body, right, it will lead to this metabolic syndrome. So metabolic syndromes meaning easily to be seen one is your heart function will decrease. So it will lead to a lot of chronic diseases such as stroke, cardiovascular diseases. Lipid problems means you will have a lot of high fats in your body that leads to hypertension, type 2 diabetes because of your insulin insensitivity, dementia, even cancer, PCOS, and a lot of diseases that we do not want, especially like fatty liver, right? So how can we reverse this? Okay, so something that is very important in helping us to, readjust back our metabolic health, right, is this very important ingredient that all of our new skin scientists, when they are doing the 6S safety process, they found this very important ingredient after 7 years of research, yeah, on anthocyanins. So what is anthocyanins? You might ask me, okay, yes, it's purple color. Okay, so anthocyanins is very rich in purple color. So food that has very rich purple color one, such as purple cabbage, which is something that many people don't like because it's very bitter, yeah, or sweet potato, yeah, or maybe blueberries you are taking. So blueberry is high in antioxidant, right? So the richest and the most effective anthocyanins can be found in cyanidin and this sulfonidin, right? Is the highest, which means it's very effective in protecting our cells. Yeah, so in our reset, okay, our product that I'm introducing to you today, right, is reset. Okay, so you can see that here, reset, the purple color soft gel, the 2 soft gel that you take every single day, right, it is actually supplying us 215 mg of anthocyanins, which is what we need, which usually, in our Western or even in our Asian diet, right, we seldom have purple color food intake every day. Yeah, so as little as less than 28 mg every day. So we actually need 10 times. Okay, so how can you take that? You cannot be taking 20 kg of sweet potato, right? So just take these 2 soft gel of reset. Okay, so you can see here this part, this chart right here is the one that is breaking down to show you the metabolic process in your body. So when you have anthocyanins in your body, right, it will help you in terms of your better insulin sensitivity, and you will, carbohydrates metabolism is higher, which means, right, you can break down all your food better. Okay, so you will reduce also fat cells in our body, the accumulations, which is what we want to avoid fatty liver to happen. And also our intestine, okay, that's very important, right? Because that's where all the thing is happening, all right? So this is one of the best reason why I really love Reset so much. Any one of you felt that, you are taking probiotics, sometimes you are taking care of your food. Somehow rather you still feel that I feel my metabolism is weaker already. I can't really digest food that well, you know. So just like what I show you just now, right? One of the reason our metabolic health will reduce, right, is because of the filter, the leaky gut, right? So that will actually lead to many allergies that you suddenly have. So you will see that sometimes you start to have more acne, you have eczema suddenly, you have thyroid issues, hormone imbalance, fatigue, you feel very tired every day. Yeah, and also even some chronic pains like your joints, muscles, and also the most important part, right, is the immune system. Sometimes you just feel that, how come I always have flu? Yeah, this is the reason because, right, when we are taking anthocyanins, it will actually help us to reverse this. So because it will increase 150% of the very beneficial bacteria. Yeah, so bacteria is actually good, all right? We need bacteria in our body so that it can help us to fight a lot of inflammations, okay? So this is something that we need. So anthocyanins in our reset will help us to also reduce the harmful bacteria as much as 25%. That's really amazing, right? Yeah, so another thing that I think we all can relate to, and I think I really love this part. Anybody love to take coffee after your meal because you want to stay awake? Yeah, that is also one of the reason, right? I really love Reset is that I can reduce my caffeine consumption. Okay, so what happens after we eat our food? Okay, when we eat our food, then we need to do the digestion, you know, the chemical process, the metabolism is happening, right? So usually our blood sugar will spike up higher because of the process. But how long does it take for that high blood sugar to go down to a stable rate? Usually, you know, it will take, you know, 2 hours. Or if your metabolic health is bad, it will take more than 2 hours. But as you can see here in this chart, right, for people who take anthocyanins for 8 weeks, as you can see, you know, within 1 to 2 hours, our blood sugar will go down to a normal stable rate. Yeah, so this, right, even though you are not a diabetic person, yeah, I'm talking about normal person, this is to regulate our blood sugar and also to avoid us having pre-diabetic symptoms. So this is very, very close to me because my family, my mom's side, they inherited this from my grandfather, which is diabetic issue. Okay, so this inheritance, right? All my mom's siblings, no matter what age they are at, right? Some got it earlier, some got it later in their life, which means they are older already. So the insulin is very, very inactive, right, for type 1 diabetic issues people. So many of my uncles and auntie, you know, they need to take this diabetic medications, yeah, to stabilize their blood sugar. But whereas my mom, right, after transforming with TR series of program, yeah, it brings down her blood sugar to 9 back then, over 10 years ago. And after that, right, she consistently, you know, just taking Reset after Reset is launched. Now, even without fasting, when she tests her blood sugar test, right, her reading is only 4, maximum 5. And she can still enjoy her teh tarik sometimes, her kueh, and also she loves durian. So if you are just like my mom, right, you know, or you have some people who have similar issues, Reset will really, really help on this part. So as I said, when you have a better cell protected here, right? So you will reduce the inflammations, yeah, because Reset is actually helping us in, you know, increasing all the microbiome in our guts. Yeah, so of course, there's also this fat cells that will reduce even you are having high fat food and processed food a lot, right? Reset will actually help you to reduce that. But of course, my advice is reduce your intake in high processed and high fat food, okay? Yeah, and also for people who really couldn't exercise and work out and move around, you know, Reset will actually help you, right, to bring up your heat map in terms of your liver functions, fat tissues, you know, the metabolism, and increasing muscles growth, and also your pancreas functions as well, so that you will be at a higher metabolic health state instead of people who are sedentary and without Reset. So just 2 soft gels every day will help you to improve all of this function. Yeah, this is really amazing, right? Okay, so you will ask me, who need? Is it diabetic people need only? No. Okay, everybody needs it. And even when you take reset, you don't feel that you have any changes in you, you know, you still need to continue taking, because whatever that's happening inside your body, the chemical process is so complicated that you do not know, right? You got to prevent yourself, right? Yeah, so this is my mom. Yeah, so you can see that, you know, actually my mom, she look even younger right now. She's already 62, okay? Yeah, but her sugar reading, right, is the best among all the siblings. And she is the only person in the family that her medication from doctor, you know, keep on reducing until, right, she needs to, you know, make it half and quarter, and even smaller than quarter. And sometimes I feel like maybe you just don't need their medications anymore. Yeah, so of course, go and help more people that need reset, because there's so many functions, right? And also at the same time, you yourself need to take reset, because, you know, we want to build a more resilient body, yeah, to actually face all the challenges and the attack that will happen to your body. Okay, so that's all I'm sharing with you today. Thank you very much.